Do you ever sit down to edit your photos and find yourself frustrated, confused, and not getting the results you want? Retouching can feel like an uphill battle sometimes, and today I'm going to break down the real reason why you might be struggling and how you can take the right steps to achieve the result you want. In case we haven't met, hi, my name is Belinda. I help photo enthusiasts like you take better travel photos and create dream memories. I often got requests asking me to share retouch tips, so let's talk about retouch today. But first and foremost, let's clarify your goals. Your goal is to create beautiful photos. Your goal is not to sit behind your computer and desk spending infinite amount of time editing your photos, right? If you are traveling with family and friends and would like to spend more time with them than your computer and desk, you probably would want to take the same retouch approach as mine, which is to focus 80 or 90% or even more of your effort on getting the photos right in the camera, and the rest of the 10-20% or less on retouching. Look at these photos, for example, and see the images straight from the camera. There is very little I need to change, and they look good already. So this goes to my first tip today, my friend. It's so much easier to enhance a good photo than to fix a bad photo.
What is a good photo, you may ask?
All my travel photos you see here cost me no more than a few seconds, or very rarely more than a few minutes to edit. Typically, I would say a few seconds on average. They all have something in common. They're shot in good light, have quality exposure, well focused on the subject, and have good composition.
I'm gonna provide a quick demo how I retouch my photos using my presets. You guessed it right. That's how the magic happens. So typically I adjust my exposure and composition if I need to. The rest is just a few simple clicks. Now you can see that I have 10 color presets at the beginning, and the rest of them are helping you to adjust light. Why I don't provide one-click presets? Because your photos are taken in different scenarios and different lighting conditions. Before and after. Okay, let's look at the second picture. If I don't complete my sentence, it's because my brain is engaged in the colors and photos at the same time. You get the idea, but I just wanted to show you how quickly you can retouch the photos. Obviously, you don't need to do all these clicks, but I wanted to just show you what are the effect and result you can achieve by simple clicks, and none of these clicks are destructive. If you wanted to go back again, you can always click reset and go from the start. Now, this is the before and after. This is one of my favorite photos. All right, as I mentioned, if there's any flaws in terms of horizon lines not straight or something you wanted to adjust composition wise, do that, and then adjust the colors, adjust the light. And I will have a very detailed explanation how to use these presets on my website. This one is more for a quick overview. By the way, this photo we need to adjust white balance first because it's kind of too cool. All right, let's say. Now this photo I can show you how to add sun because there's sun in the back. So let me adjust the sun position. You can adjust the direction of the sun and the size of it. Okay, let's see, before and after. All right, you get the idea. So I just quickly added 4 photos. Let me add just one more. This is one of my favorite photos taken in Ireland. And I have 3 muted colors, 4 natural colors, 2 retro colors that gives you a little bit vintage feel, and the last one is tungsten light. That's for you to fix the tungsten yellow cast on the subject for photos you take in the restaurant, stuff like that. So, okay. I just find myself, I cannot click and talk at the same time, but just wanted to give you an idea. Okay, you can also get rid of unwanted stuff. It's gone. All right, that's before and after. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. By the way, you can always say, hey, I wanted to retouch in a photo. For example, if you're designing a website or uploading the photos on your social media, you wanted all the photos to have the same feel, same color, to look consistent. You want to re-edit it. You can totally do that. Reset, or it doesn't really matter. Even after you click the light or effect adjustment, and you can always go back to change the colors and switch another color tone. By the way, this is my LifeScape 2025 presets that I'm gonna release pretty soon for those of you who are interested and wanted to enjoy my 50% early release discount. You can click the link in the description. The first 100 people purchasing this set of presets this year, before 2025, you'll get 50% off.
For you to get this simple retouch workflow to work flawlessly, you need to have a holistic photo creation process, which begins from using the camera correctly. In other words, you want to take quality photos in a good light, use the appropriate camera settings to get the right exposure, make sure you nail the focus on your subject, and take or retake the photos until you get the best possible composition. And all these have to be achieved before we talk about retouch, before talking about getting the best photo results you want. If your travel schedule allows you to take photos in the magic golden hour, by all means do it. See the photos taken at the same place during the daytime versus the golden hours. They look so different. It doesn't really matter you're photographing people or landscape. Typically, the photos taken at the golden hours will look so much nicer. Here's a cityscape photo taken in Frankfurt, Germany. This is the raw file. I really don't have to do much to retouch as it looks good already. If you think this photo looks better because of retouching, well, now you know you're wrong. The retouch takes no more than 5 seconds. The main credit goes to the magic light in the golden hour and your skill to take the photo in that light. Now, for photos taken in challenging light, even you can edit to improve, most likely they won't be your best photos. Tip 3, exposure. Getting the right exposure means retaining all your digital data. Without the correct exposure, when your photos are partly overexposed or
underexposed,
you are losing digital data. No matter how good retouch skills you have, you can't create a quality photo from the lost data, right? In addition, I shoot in RAW. A RAW image can help you retain more data, especially for photos with higher dynamic range. On the flip side, your RAW photos will typically look flat on your computer, but you can easily restore the colors and details in your simple retouch workflow, as long as you do everything right, as I mentioned before. Tip number 4, sharpness. If your photos are blurry, which could be caused by using the wrong aperture, shutter speed, ISO settings, or a combination of all these, you can't get a quality photo with simple and fast retouch. Your easy fix is not really any photo software. It is to use the right camera settings to retake the photo if you can, but if you can't, then hone your camera skills for the next opportunity. Don't wait till the retouch stage to save your photos. Tip number 5, composition. Beyond exposure and focus, you want to optimize your composition, which is the soul of your photo. For example, well, I'm gonna repeat here again, if you have a chance to retake a photo when you have the clean background, do that. You don't want to rely on photo software to erase unwanted subjects or objects, which usually takes longer than retaking a photo. I've shared a video of 6 easy composition tips for you to improve your travel photos in this video. Sometimes an easy change can make a dramatic improvement. Make sure to watch it if you haven't yet. If you want to know more details on how to create beautiful photos in a systematic approach and be on an accelerated path to photo excellence, be sure to check out my Document Happiness Photography course, which has packed my essential tips as a travel photographer from using more than 10 DSLR and mirrorless cameras over the past 17 years. I'll leave you a link in the description below. Now, tip number 6, whether you can retouch your photos fast or not also has something to do with your photo style. My photo style is a mix of documentary, candid, and action. I almost never ask my families to pose for me whenever I take a travel photo, as I want to document our journey in an authentic way. Therefore, my photo retouch follows the same principle. Even changing the sky can make a photo more colorful and strikingly beautiful, or adding photo elements in Photoshop can make a photo more interesting sometimes. It is just not my preference and style, nor it is practical for busy travelers or busy parents. Tip number 7, use only one photo app. I use only one photo app, Adobe Lightroom, for 99.99999% of my photos. So I can keep my retouch workflow as simple as possible, as efficient as possible. It not only allows you to retouch your photos, but also organize your photos, batch processing multiple photos to save your time. As I mentioned before, it typically costs me no more than a few seconds to retouch a photo, but that's the average. For photos taken in the same location, the same light scenario, I typically retouch the first photo in more detail, and I can batch process, apply the same adjustment to the rest of the photos in order to save time. This is how I speed up my photo retouch, and this is one of the biggest advantages of Adobe Lightroom. Now, tip number 8, the difference between amateur and pro retouching. Make sure you know that retouch is not just about editing colors. It's more about editing the light. Instead of making global adjustment, target each element of your photos and adjust it separately and precisely. This is the major difference between amateur photo editing and professional editing. With the latest AI tools, Adobe Lightroom easily selects subjects, backgrounds, and sky, making photo editing as easy as possible. I've been using Adobe Lightroom for over 15 years, since almost the very beginning, and can confidently say it can meet most of your photo retouch goals, no matter if you're amateur or professional photographer. There you have it, 8 tips and the true reason why you struggle with photo retouch. Make sure to understand your solid photo retouch requires a solid foundation at your camera stage. How you take the quality photos from the camera determines the quality of your result. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found all these tips helpful to you, please like and subscribe, and leave me a comment below what kind of photo retouch questions you might have. And thank you so much for staying until the end. I wish you a great photo journey.